So a few days ago, Pam Bondi testified to Congress, and the Democrats hit her hard about Epstein. And I'm interested to watch this because, for one, and I side with the Republicans on almost every issue. I voted for Trump, but and it was like no questions asked. I was definitely not going to vote for Biden or Harris. Um, but I don't, and I liked Pam Bondi before she got nominated, but and I thought she was going to do really good, but I don't think that she has done good. And there's her and also Kristi Noem and Kash Patel. I don't think they've done really very good, and I'm pretty disappointed. But the headlines from this has been that she did really bad in this hearing, and she does seem to have an Epstein problem. I mean, the biggest thing that seemed to go bad with her was how at the very beginning of this she was saying that she had all this Epstein list. It's sitting on her desk, but she needs the FBI to release something. It's all the FBI's fault. And then next she comes out a little bit later and she's like, "There's no list. There's never been anything like this." It's like, well, what did you say? So she's been kind of a mess to begin with, and it sounds like this hearing was a mess. I haven't heard the details of it. This is gonna be my first time, so I'm interested to see how bad it is, what they got to say.
It was how she deflected that made it so embarrassing for her. In fact, at times, Bondi was so obnoxious and so disruptive that she had to be repeatedly, if gently, blocked by Jim Jordan from shouting over her questioners, and that is how it was covered. I mean, Jim Jordan is the voice of reason. You kind of know things are going off the rails. Listen, I've prepped a lot of people for these hearings, as I was just saying to Chris. I have watched hundreds of them. And
I don't know what that's supposed to be about, an attack on Jim Jordan. I think he's a very reasonable guy.
This one is, well, pretty easy to analyze. Because over the course of those 5 hours, Attorney General Pam Bondi made an absolute fool of herself, evading questions, childlessly shouting down lawmakers, talking back, and even resorting to name-calling, all while attempting some of the most ridiculous and...
I always hate whenever they over talk about what it is. Just show us already.
...poorly executed diversions I have ever seen. But why just read you the reviews? I just wanted to start there, when I can take you to the actual show.
There you
Here's
go.
Pam Bondi being asked a very simple question about why the Justice Department has not brought new charges against anyone in the Epstein files.
So I really have just one question for you. How many of Epstein's co-conspirators have you indicted? How many perpetrators are you even investigating?
This administration released over 3 million pages of documents, over 3 million, and Donald Trump signed that law to release all of those documents. He is the most transparent president in the nation's history. And not
I will say the constant kissing Donald Trump's ass from people like this gets obnoxious, and it does kind of show to me that Trump makes that pretty obvious. He treats people so differently, and that's a very big flaw of his. Treats people differently about depending how much they praise him and stuff.
None of them asked Merrick Garland over the last 4 years one word about Jeffrey Epstein. How ironic is that? You know why? Because Donald Trump, the Dow right now is over $50,000. I don't know why you're laughing.
Well, whatever point she was trying to make there wasn't landing well at all. It appeared like a normal person would say, "Why are you bringing up the Dow?" But yeah, they didn't hit the previous administration with this too much when they should have, and so that's true too. But also, Pam Bondi hasn't seemed to be very good on this topic.
I don't know why more people weren't laughing in exasperation at the absurdity of her answer. I mean, Pam Bondi was asked why she hadn't investigated any of Epstein's co-conspirators, and she basically said, because the Dow is over 50,000. I mean, I guess her argument is, do we really want our Justice Department investigating an elite cabal?
Okay, that's not an honest summary of what happened. She was asked the question and she kind of deflected and said, why didn't like anybody say anything about the previous administration. At least we've released these documents, and now I guess she brought up the Dow, I assume, to say you guys are trying to distract from how good things are going. I don't know, that was kind of stupid, but the way Jen Psaki just summarized it was a little bit dishonest, or very dishonest.
Of pedophiles at a time when their stock portfolios are doing so well. Guess this is the Attorney General of the United States, though. I mean, she's a person that is supposed to make big, important, sober, prosecutorial decisions. A person that is supposed to be independent of the president, who she worshiped through the course of a 5-hour hearing, publicly, out loud. And she's supposed to be independent of politics in general. But for most of this hearing, it felt like Pam Bondi was not really acting as the Attorney General, and more like she was auditioning for the role of a Trump campaign spokesperson. I mean, here she was responding to a comment about her office's handling of the killings of U.S. citizens Renee Good and Alex Preddy.
The DOJ is not collaborating with state and local law enforcement on these homicides. So I really think that is a disgraceful approach to the homicides of American citizens, and really does nothing to bring credit to your department. And, Mr. Chairman, I would yield back.
Gentlelady yields back.
May I answer?
Attorney General can respond.
I find it interesting that she keeps going after President Trump, the greatest president in American history.
DOJ isn't collaborating with local law enforcement to investigate the death of American citizens. That was in the question. It's an important thing to ask. And Pam Bondi's response is...
I will say Pam Bondi's responses are a little bit off the rails. They seemingly have nothing to do with stuff, and so yeah, she sucks. It was a surprise. I thought she'd be good.
Donald Trump is the greatest president in American history, and did I mention the Dow, which remains perhaps one of the most absurd moments of the hearing. It's like she was kind of a social media bot of sorts, replying with random non sequiturs and AI-generated images of Donald Trump with a six-pack, or the verbal version of that. Can you imagine Merrick Garland answering a question like that? Hell, I mean, can you imagine Bill Barr answering a question like that? And the thing is, it kept going like that, over and over and over. Every time she was asked a serious question about something within her job description, she evaded, either by attacking the questioner or by really over the top.
Obama's Attorney General, though, said something along the lines of, it wasn't "I'm his right-hand man," but I forget what it exactly was, but it essentially was that he is there to serve the president. That he works for the president and all this. And so, yeah, I mean, he did say the same thing.
Glorifying her.
Donald Trump attended various parties with Jeffrey Epstein. I want to know, were there any underage girls at that party or at any party that Trump attended with Jeffrey Epstein?
This is so ridiculous, and that they are trying to deflect from all the great things Donald Trump has done.
Okay.
That's an absolutely ridiculous answer. I mean, man, I am no Democrat. I'm a Republican. I like Fox News is what I mostly agree with, but these answers are ridiculous. That's a reasonable question to ask. She obviously doesn't want to answer it, which I mean, it's because the answer is probably yes. Or she doesn't know, but most likely there were probably underage girls at the parties Trump was at. Maybe Trump didn't do anything, but they were probably there. But her answers are just, we're trying to deflect from the great things he's doing. Come on, we're asking questions. You're here for a hearing. That's where we're going to ask you questions about fucking shit like this.
When given the opportunity to honor the survivors of Jeffrey Epstein's crimes, who were literally right behind her in that hearing room, she refused.
To the survivors in the room, if you are willing, please stand. And if you are willing, please raise your hands if you have still not been able to meet with this Department of Justice. Please know for the record that every single survivor has raised their hand. Will you turn to the survivors? This is not about anybody that came before you. It is about you taking responsibility for your Department of Justice and the harm that it has done to the survivors who are standing right behind you and are waiting for you to turn to them and apologize for what your Department of Justice has done.
Members get to ask the questions. The witness gets to answer in the way they want to answer. The Attorney General can
That's
respond.
not accurate, Mr. Chairman.
Because she
It
doesn't
is
like the
my
answer.
time.
So,
Mr. Chairman,
why
I have asked
didn't she ask
question.
Merrick Garland this?
I am
Twice
reclaiming
when
my
he sat in my
time, and when
chair.
I
will
reclaim my
continue to
time,
answer.
it is
Mr. Chairman, the gentlelady's
I'm
reclaimed her
not going
time.
to get in the gutter for her theatrics.
The time belongs to the time belongs to the gentlelady. The gentlelady has 17 seconds.
Thank you. You're not going to answer this question, so let me just say
Chairman, I'll
this.
direct it to
What a
you.
massive
No, I'm
cover-up.
answering a question.
Chairman, will you restore her time?
I'll continue this, but what the fuck is going on? What is going on? Why, I don't know why Jim Jordan interjected. There was obviously something more that we missed from beforehand, but Pam Bondi's getting corrected, and now she's trying to talk directly to Jim Jordan. I mean, the woman is asking kind of a pretty normal, reasonable question. What the fuck's happening here?
This
I'm
is
not going to
interrupting.
get in the gutter with this woman.
Stop the
She's
time.
doing theatrics.
Let me.
I mean, there was a lot telling about that exchange, including the fact that Pam Bondi, if you noted this, refused to even look at Epstein's survivors. And that says a lot. It's not the only shocking thing, though, to come out of that exchange. As Bondi was going back and forth with Congresswoman Jayapal, a photographer in the room snapped this photo of the binder in front of Pam.
Sorry, I gotta say that I just thought of from the last clip. How on earth could they have not been able to meet, the victims haven't been able to meet with the DOJ yet? If you're investigating the case, you would need to talk to the victims because they're the number one witness, or at least in some way? What the fuck is that shit?
Bondi. And if you zoom in, and we're going to do that for you, and rotate that image to take a closer look, you can clearly see that the page is labeled Jayapal Pramila Search History. And it appears to list all of the Epstein files that Congresswoman Jayapal privately viewed on the Justice Department's computers, where lawmakers can view the unredacted versions of the files. Now, after that image became public, Congresswoman Jayapal told MSNOW's tireless, intrepid reporter Ali Vitale, quote, "It's totally inappropriate. Is this the whole reason they opened the files up to us 2 days early? So they could essentially surveil members to see what we were going to ask her about?" Good question. I mean, that was essentially an oppo document in the binder of the Attorney General saying what a person who was going to be questioning her had searched just a few days ago. And I hope others start asking it. I mean, throughout the entire hearing, Bondi made it clear that her goal was to basically not answer questions, of course, but fight with every Democratic member of the committee, no matter what their questions were. At one point,
She has shown to be a
Congresswoman
fighter,
Becca got up
pretty
and
aggressive.
walked out of the hearing over Bondi's attacks.
Do the right thing, Attorney General. Meet with the survivors. They have been asking for a year. Meet with the survivors. Do the right thing. I yield.
Okay, this is insane. How are they not meeting with the victims? That doesn't make any sense. Could you imagine being the victim of a crime and the law enforcement won't meet with you? They say they're investigating it, but they won't even meet with you. That makes no sense. This is crazy, and that looks so bad on her to just not like say that, okay, you'll do it.
Back. I was curious if you, Congresswoman, asked Bill Clinton that. Didn't see one.
Look, they didn't ask Bill Clinton. They didn't ask anybody. They're fucking hypocrites, okay, Pam Bondi? You goddamn win. They're hypocrites. They're super big hypocrites. But so what? Like, so they suck and now you suck too. I already don't like them, okay? But I thought I liked you, Pam Bondi, and now I don't like her either. So you can't just keep pointing out that they're hypocrites.
Not one. I didn't see one tweet when Joe Biden was in office about Bill Clinton. Didn't ask Merrick Garland anything about Epstein, not once when he was.
Weak sauce.
And also, I want the record to reflect that, with this anti-Semitic culture right now, she voted against.
Did she say weak sauce? Is that what she said? Weak sauce?
Yes, a resolution condemning.
Oh,
Is you. I just want to be clear.
do you want to go there, Attorney General?
belongs
Or
to
do
the
you want to go there? Are
Time
you
belongs to the
serious?
gentleman
Talking
from
about
South
anti-Semitism
Carolina.
to a woman who
Lady-
lost her grandfather in the Holocaust?
You heard that correctly. Yes, Congresswoman Becca Balint's grandfather died in the Holocaust, and Pam Bondi just accused her of being anti-Semitic instead of agreeing to meet with Epstein survivors. That's what just happened there. And again, these
This is such bad deflection. I mean, there's so much to attack Democrats for. I get that. But I hate when Republicans just attack Democrats for stuff instead of defending. You have to defend the accusation. You have to answer the accusation. And then if you want to attack, you can also attack. But I hate when people just attack as a way to defend. And that's what she's doing. And it's deflective. It's like Democrats suck, but now Pam Bondi sucks too.
weren't just isolated incidents, and what I would consider perhaps the clearest sign that she was either completely out of her depth or unprepared with no good answers or a combination. Her go-to move during the hearing was to repeatedly behave like some sort of over-caffeinated high school mean girl.
This guy has Trump derangement syndrome. He needs to get, you're a failed politician.
Not a complicated question.
Well, I guess it is for you because you have a law degree and those are privileged. Do you even know who Chase Mulligan is? You're so obsessed with, you don't, do you?
I'm going to teach you the rules again. You're the...
Have you apologized to President Trump? Have you apologized to President Trump, all of you who participated in those impeachment hearings against Donald Trump? Nothing about helping crime in her district. She's not even worth getting into the details. Excuse me, I'm going to answer the question.
Answer my question.
No, I'm going to answer the question the way I want to answer the question.
And I told you about that, Attorney General, before you started.
You don't tell me.
Yeah, I did tell you because we saw what you did in the Senate.
You're a lawyer, not even a lawyer.
Arlen,
you don't get a reclaim
because
time
this
when
is
you don't.
bigger than Watergate.
When I don't answer the question the way
this
you
goes
want.
over.
Only 2 people voted against it, and you were one of them, hypocrite.
But we're going to move back to you.
I bet we are.
Yes, of course, because you're here to testify.
Yeah, I mean, she's terrible. Like, she just keeps pointing out how terrible everybody else is, and she's super right. But, like they're saying, we're here to talk about you. You're here to testify. Anybody can talk about all the shit that the Congress people suck at, but we're here to talk about you. Or, like, the DOJ at least. And that sucks because in Trump's first term, I think the thing that really held him back was, and he says this too, is the people that he brought into his administration. And I thought this time was going to be a lot better. I do like Marco Rubio. J.D. Vance, he's okay. I wish he kind of would have picked somebody else, but he's been pretty decent. I really like Marco, though. But Pam Bondi sucks. Kristi Noem's kind of sucked. But Tom Homan's great. But also Kash Patel, I think he's awful, too. And so this sucks. I thought Pam Bondi was going to be a really good one. But, you know, there must be, like, a shit ton of pressure about the Epstein files. Like, that's what I think. I think that maybe they have, like, almost no choice. That, like, there must be a lot at stake. There's probably a lot of dirt on some really powerful people. And, yeah, they probably made the decision that they just have to sell out for it. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe and catch me on the next one.